Namaste. This is Destiny again. It is Monday, January 20th, 2020. Okay, I'm back because this morning I did the video on, I did this video living in the moment. And when you're talking about living in the moment, the present moment, you also have to bring in the topic of now, living in the now. And I brought up that topic as well. So I want to go ahead on and touch on living in the now as well. And I just did that video probably about maybe 2 hours ago. So you can go back and view that video. But I want to jump into this because these two topics go hand in hand, and you cannot address one without the other one being touched on, okay? So again, this is Destiny. How's everyone out there? I'm back again, and I'm just going to briefly touch on what is living in the now. Also, I talked to you this morning in that last video about a book that I just purchased. I will be getting this week. And that book is about the power of now. And I'm excited about that book and looking forward to it. So let's get started on this because it's just going to be some more information. Now we're going to talk about living in the now. Living in the now. And this morning what I was talking about, actually what I was really talking about was things that mindful people do differently every day. And you can pull that video up. So whenever you're talking about mindfulness, it goes hand in hand with living in the now. Okay? And so I addressed mindfulness this morning, and I brought in the topic of living in the now. So you cannot just throw out mindfulness and not go ahead on and touch on the now presence, the now moment, living in the now. So that's why I'm back to do this briefly to give you some more clarity on the topics, okay? So let's get started with this one. What is living in the now? Living in the now means this. I want you to get this definition. Ensuring that your awareness is completely centered on the here and the now. You are not worrying about the future or thinking about the past. The only thing that is important at that time is your present state, is where you are in that moment. And when you live in the now, you are living where life is happening now, right there in that moment. You are right there in the heat of that moment. The increasing popularity of the concept living in the now also, as I said, is referred to as mindfulness. And you all got that video this morning, and I explained mindfulness in that video. You can go back and pull that video up, and you can get that video. If you did not see that video, then you need to go back to that video. I talked on mindfulness this morning. So, as I was saying, the increasing popularity of the concept living in the now is also preferred to as mindfulness, which has quickly promoted its status from an egocentric concept to an abundantly used power phrase. And a lot of people use that. I'm living in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm living in the moment. Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm in the moment. Okay, it's become a power phrase in the area of self-help. So many people are still confused though by the concept of what is living in a moment. They are totally, absolutely oblivious. It's like, they don't really have the full meaning. I'm not saying everybody. I said some people are still confused by that concept, and they really truly don't understand or fully understand the meaning of it. So I hope these few things that I'm about to drop on you will clarify exactly what I'm talking about and what other people have been talking about, and when this phrase is being used, living in the moment. Like I said, there's people out there that really don't fully understand, and I hope this will bring clarification and will help you understand what this concept really means, living in the moment. So let's get into this and let's talk about what does living in the moment actually mean. Well, number one, ensuring that your awareness is completely centered on the here and the now. You're not worrying about the future or thinking about the past. When you live in the now, you are living where life is happening. Number two, living in the moment actually means being aware of your present, being conscious of what is going on around you and inside you while you go through your day. And you're paying attention to your life as it unfolds in the present moment. Number three, living in the moment means realizing that life only happens in the present. It ain't happening in your past, and it cannot happen in your future. It's happening in your present, right there, right now, in that here moment. And having the understanding, again, as I said, that the past and that the future, they are only concepts. And you cannot live in the past and you cannot live in your future. You can only live in the now. And I have talked about that on many videos. In that moment is where we are living. That's where your divine creator God is right now in that moment, calling you to your greater, higher self. That was number three, realizing that life only happens in the present. As I said, it can't happen in your past, and it definitely cannot happen in your future, because these are only concepts. And you cannot live in the past or you cannot live in the future. You have to live in that now, the present moment, okay? Number four, living in the moment also means having the understanding that the past and the future are illusions. Illusions. And I've talked about illusions a whole many times. I'm trying to explain. Life is an illusion. So understand that the past and the future are illusions. They don't exist. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't exist. As the saying goes, tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow is only a concept. Tomorrow never comes because time is always now. We are now in the time of the divine creator. So time is always now. It's happening. You can't stop it. It's going to continue to keep happening at that present moment as time proceeds to move forward and continue to go forward. We never can't go back. It's always moving forward in that present moment. I hope you understand that one. Living in the moment, okay, for number five is also going beyond your stream of thoughts, which always leave you to past memories or expectations about the future, and instead becoming aware of the freshness of the present moment. Meditate on that. That probably a lot of thrown out right there, but meditate on that. Number six, living in the moment also would mean directing your life because you are no longer absent. You are no longer captive of your frantic thoughts or hijacked by illusory daydreaming. Think on that one. Then number 7, living in the moment also means connecting with your inner space. The space or gap between your thoughts. That stillness of being that we feel when for a moment that we stop identifying ourselves with our thoughts. And the last one I'm going to give you, number 8, living in the moment also could mean, have you ever been so engrossed in something that seemed like everything else just disappeared, just faded away to the sunset? That because you were so caught up in that moment, in that now. And living in the moment is about creating the state of mind at any time that you want. You can lose sight of everything else in your past, even everything that you may have thought on toward a future that you're trying to reach. Once you get caught up in that moment, at that present moment, the mind is a powerful thing. You find yourself fleeting, the fleeting thoughts fading away, and everything else just moves just out of this way because you are in that present moment, and everything else has to disappear. You can only address that present moment. You can only show up and be active in that present moment. Living in the moment is about creating that state of mind at any time. Anytime that you find yourself grounded with your present state, you're creating your mind to be there at any time that you want it to be there. It's about slowing down and trying to savor the present. You don't want to just jump past it and skip past it and just like casually look at it or address it. You want to feel it because it's the best part of you. You're living your best self right then and right there. That is your present. That is your now present. Your now moment of life that the Creator is giving you. That is where the Creator is, in your now. Okay? And guys, I'm telling you, the little word now is a very powerful word. I mean, I've been looking at this word for a very long time, but this morning it just caught my attention. And after I had ordered the book that I'm going to tell you a little bit about, it's just like that little word just like kept pounding against me all day. Now that is a powerful word. And the reason why I say it's powerful because it calls for immediate attention right now. When I say now, it's there. It just like magic pops up right there at that moment. It calls for immediate attention. And it's an urgency call that has to be addressed at that moment. And it's an emergency. It's an urgency to address what is in your presence at that moment. You have to show up at that moment and address that. It's an urgency call. Now, let me tell you this. You will know that you are not living in the now when you are doing these following things that I'm going to tell you about. So you're probably like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm living in the moment. How would I know? I'm going to tell you that you will know that you are not living in the moment if you are doing these 4 little things. And listen to this. Number 1, you will know that you are not living in the now if you are worrying about things that have yet to come and you're worrying about the future. Number 2, you will know that you are not living in the moment if you're beating yourselves up for mistakes that you have made, no matter how much time has passed, how long it's been, and those things has been way back in your past, but you're still bringing them up every day into your present moment, and you're still holding on to it and talking to it and living it out, and you're beating up yourself and you're blaming yourself and you're mad at yourself. then you're not living in your present moment. You're not living in your present moment because you're holding on to your past. And you cannot live in your past moving into your present. You know what I'm saying? And number 3, you will know that you are not living in your now if you are living in the past. And I already have said that several times. You don't need no explanation. You cannot live in your past trying to live in your present moment. So if you're still living in your past and everything is about what I used to do, how I used to do it, and why I used to do it, and where I used to do it, and who I used to do it with, and this happened to me back then in my childhood, then you're in your past. You are not in your present moment. Life cannot happen unless you are in that moment where life is happening. That is your present moment. And the last one, you will know that you are not living in your present moment when you are living with regret. Old things have passed away, and behold, now all things has become new. You got to let it all go. Things, old hurts, old pains, old memories, all the things that mistakes and blunders and hiccups and everything that people have done to you. I don't care how hard and how painful it may be. Don't live your life with regret. I should have done it this way. I should have lived my life this way. I should have been with this person. I could have been a better mom, a better dad. I could have been a better child. No, stop living with regret. Live your life in the present moment. You can't go back and change your past, but you're here in your present so you can change who you are at the moment. Each moment, as the time ticking away, you have that moment right now to make that ultimate decision to change who you are in that present moment, so you can become your greater and higher and better version of who the Creator God has created you to be. And that is those 4 things right there. Meditate on that. So let me quickly tell you about the book. I don't know when I'll do the book on my Book Me community platform, but I will be eventually bringing this book. And I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about it because I don't want to spoil this book, and I'm not even going to tell you the author. I'm just going to tell you the book is called The Power of Now. And it's an amazing book, and it's caught my attention. I'm very excited to get in this book this week because I want to read this book and I want to meditate on this book, and I really want to walk in this book, and I want to put myself in it before I bring this book to the platform of Book Me Now. But the author was talking about in chapter 3, I think, of the book, moving deeply into the now. And that is where we need to be. It was said in the book, don't seek your mind or don't seek yourself in the mind. Now, in order to move deeply into the now is what this author of this book was saying. You cannot seek yourself in the mind. And this is what the author said. I feel that there is still a great deal I need to learn about the workings of my mind before I can get anywhere near full consciousness or spiritual enlightenment. He said, no, you don't. The problems of the mind cannot be solved on the level of the mind. Once you have understood the basic dysfunction, there isn't much really else that you need to learn or understand. Studying the complexities of the mind may make you a good psychologist, but doing so won't take you beyond the mind. Just as the study of madness isn't enough to create sanity. You have already understood the basic mechanics of the unconscious state. Identification with the mind, which creates a false self, the ego, as a substitute for your true self rooted in being. You become as a branch cut off from the vine. And once you are cut off from the vine, there is no more life, there is no more growth, you're going to die. So we got to stay connected. Just like out there in the trees, once those branches or disseminated or cut off from that tree or from the vine, it's no more life. You better hang on. And that life, like I said, is in your present moment. And I'm just elaborating a little bit on that. But he also goes to say the ego's needs are endless. It feels vulnerable and threatened. And so lives in a state of fear and want. And once you know how the basic dysfunction operate, there is no need to explore all this countless manifestation. No need to try to jump all over everything and trying to go back to your past. You got to go on and be where the Creator is calling for you to be, and that is in your state of your present moment, the now. That's where you need to live. I'm finished. Guys, I love you, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know when Destiny is coming back, but when the Creator does give me another word, you know I'll be here. Comment on this here. You know, like I said, take the 2 videos that I posted today. The one about mindfulness and this one about living in the moment. Like I said, you can't separate those 2 topics. They come hand in hand with each other, okay? And so just leave some comments in the comment box. And on that further note, I'm out of here. And I'm going to go out here and enjoy the rest of my day on this beautiful Monday. And like I said, very cold here today, but all is good with me. I love you. I am living in the now. And I will see you at the next video. Namaste. Have a good evening. I hope you really enjoyed these 2 messages that I put out today. Comment below. That's the only way I know that this message has really inspired you and has helped you in a way. Love you. Goodbye.